Welcome back to The Good Talk, our post-game recap and Q&A show where we discuss the game that we just played and answer all your burning questions, both Warhammer and otherwise. We just finished playing an amazing game between the forces of the Aeldari with the brand new codex versus the Dark Mechanicus. If you haven't watched that game, turn back now. You done been warned because we're going to spoil the heckins out of it.
It's a wild game.
Oh, wild game. What'd you think? First stream game with the Eldar? You played a couple before?
It's a lot. There's a lot of temptations. I want to go in. I want to do the damage. I have to be wary of my durability. I did not. We were just talking about this right before we started streaming. I could not let off the pedal. Like, no. I needed to make sure the final nail was in the coffin before you were able to strike back and I lose the Banshees, or I lose this unit, and now it's just downhill.
Exactly. Yeah, it's no mercy, no respite, right?
Yeah.
Because you have, it's an amazing book with amazing units, but if you can remove their scalpels, then they can't do any more cutting.
Exactly, yeah. It's very cool. Aspect Warriors are awesome. We tried to play a lot. We still need a tally of who was the MVP of Aspect Warriors. I think all killed at least one unit of all the aspects.
Yeah.
But it's cool that these aspects do one thing very, very well.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep to that track and that you don't divert and try to do something they're not good at, they're gonna perform well every time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just ideally, overall they're all pretty fragile.
They are.
Even the bikes, even the T4 bikes, even the T4 fire dragons, still very squishy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a certain type of durability, right? Because you can make one of them -1 to hit, which you almost always will if you care. 5+ invuln, again, good against certain big things, but volume can get them down. So it feels like they're in the right place, honestly.
No, for sure. this is not me complaining. I think this is exactly where it should be. I love this feeling of high reward, I'm super satisfied when I get the thing done. Yeah. And there's an element of risk in there.
Yeah, 100%.
Very Aeldari.
Yeah, so you've been trying out different Exarch powers. We've got the 4+ invuln.
Yeah.
On these ladies here, you've got
the relic on them as well. The Crone Scream.
Yep.
I have the 2+ to hit power on the spears and the D3 fight last mortals and relic on the bikes. So really great. I think that stratagem's so cool. It's half a point, half a CP.
That's right.
For a Sergeant relic. So really cool. I don't know if I would take 4 relics, but there's definitely some relics in that list that I didn't think were good because they're melee weapons on shooty units, but they could actually be very interesting. Getting warp spiders into combat, maybe that Sergeant can kind of tear it up, right? Those Exarchs are kind of like mini heroes.
They are mini heroes. Literally. We're 2 going to 3 wounds, very, very durable. I like the -2 charge on the fire dragons too.
That's right.
Especially for I'm only running 1. Would you run 2 or do you like 1? What do you
for fire dragons?
Yeah. In the future, what do you think you would do?
They're just so good, but they lose efficiency when you take multiple.
Yeah, because you can only auto wound on 1 unit. That's an Exarch power, and the Exarch powers are unique.
Yeah. Extra range, maybe. I would take 2 if I stayed Biel-Tan. I would keep 1 in the webway and reserve, and I would keep 1 in a transport with 5 Dire Avengers.
That's fair.
And I think that's cool.
In a Wave Serpent, then.
Yeah, in a Wave Serpent, yeah.
That's cool. I like it. Well, in this game, did you have an MVP? Who takes the cake?
We never put up that poll, did we?
No, because we couldn't figure. I think the Banshees ended up getting the most kills.
That's true. Just because they finished off a unit of Rust Stalkers. They got a character and a 5 squad of Rangers.
Yeah, and there was very little counterplay.
Strong KD there. Strong KD.
Courandrus was great.
Courandrus was amazing. Does he count? Does he count as a?
I was gonna say, technically he is technically.
Yeah, he does have a healer, right?
That's not fair to the other aspect warriors.
I have a question. I've always wanted, 2 questions really. So there's Phoenix Lords, and there's supposed to be a Phoenix Lord for each aspect.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. We don't have a Warp Spider one.
Shining
I want a Shining Spear one.
Right.
I want a Crimson Hunter Phoenix Lord?
In
Well-
in the background, I know like some of them are actually missing. I
Yeah,
think
some
the
are
warp-
like just lost, right?
the warp spider one. I think the assumption is he did a warp jump and just never came back.
He just never came back.
Poor Steve, yeah.
Well, and then there's the weird one is like Karandris is the Scorpions one, but maybe Drazar was the first one,
Right.
you know? And you're like,
Yeah.
ooh, so
Ooh,
good.
is he a phony?
Yeah, so
Um,
I'm just saying I want a Phoenix Lord Crimson Hunt Rexarch.
right.
Anyways, Banshees? Karandris?
Dang, do I have to get to the
No,
Banshees?
you don't have to.
Um,
Dire Adventures were great as always.
cool.
That you pick, so it's 120 points, 130 points because you made him off
Yeah.
sick. Picking up like 200 points of AdMech
I
here.
was really trying to give to the warp spiders. I don't know.
No, they were
Oh, yeah, no, I
terrible.
know. I stayed in the back.
Yeah.
Had to stay in the back.
the swooping hawks did work too, right?
swooping hawks did
early
work.
game, they cleared a couple squads.
Did.
They technically didn't.
No.
They had that one remainder.
Oh right.
I feel like because they lost you that on the first turn, they're already out. Like that's just shameful. They lost
Those are my two
you the Wrath of
favorite-
Cain.
those are my two
I know.
Fine, the Banshees. They were
Banshees!
good. They're good guys.
Guess whose aspect was that? Big winner. That's right.
That's true.
Thank
Adrian,
you.
Adrian wins.
Yeah. I don't know that I have an MVP personally. Ruststalkers did work once they got in. Taraxi were great actually. Taraxi maybe do it because they came in, they killed the Farser, came up, came down.
Honestly,
killed
that
those
was
guys.
what I was most scared of, and I had to screen you out so hard on that turn 3
Yeah. No, you did a good job.
because I was just frightened.
If I was just a little closer, or if your shining spears are so fast. But I knew in that final turn I had the Rangers going in, and I had to go with them first because I could only actually see one. But then they actually killed 2, which pulled me out of line of sight for my 2/3 damage cannons. And so I needed just a little bit more to make whatever's going back there less impactful, or if I got super lucky, you know, you'd have morale or whatever.
Yeah.
But because of this obscuring, it actually prevented me from getting more. Maybe actually what I should have done is maybe, because the Rangers are dead no matter what, touch them in here on the other side, and actually shoot them last, and I start first with the character. Like, character's one bike, character's another bike, then I can go here and they can do the last, but because I did them first on this side, I actually cut off on my line of sight. So,
Oh, weird.
yeah.
The intricacies.
It's cool, and that's
yeah.
hopefully means we have a good table.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah, it took me all the effort to keep the warp spiders and shining spears.
Yeah, I'm
and
proud of you.
keeping them from like just yeeting across
It
the
paid
board.
off, right?
Yeah.
You had nothing else. Isengard was empty, and
That's-
you were able to come back and save it.
That's the lesson. This is, we could win games as long as you have some restraint. You can do it, but you might not want to, guys.
You probably should not always be charging, but also maybe not always considering.
Right.
It's almost like, by our powers combined, we can play a game of Warhammer.
Yeah. Very good.
With that having been said, we do have some questions. If you guys have questions about the new book, we've got it in hand.
Please.
We'll flip to a page for you. Let us know.
We're like unbottling all the excitement that we've had.
We've been like dying to tell you guys about it. So let's chat.
Yeah, thank you, Avelion. Hey, Titans, thinking about kit bashing my own Scorpions using Cabalite warrior bodies and chainsword arms for the new from the new Guardian kit. Do you have any suggestions for heads?
You were thinking of this, right? Or who wanted to kit bash?
We might have been talking about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
kit bashing Karandris.
Commanders. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
That somebody was? What did he? Is this an
So
Exarch?
the unit of Scorpions.
Just the Scorpions, because the Guardians
Oh, I
come
see.
with, they build both kits. So if you build them as Storm Guardians, or as Defenders, which is the correct answer, you're going to have all chainsword arms. And they actually work really well.
Oh, okay.
So suggestion for the heads?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's like if you're really wanting to put in time and work and effort, Green Stuff World has these tentacle rollers. And you can roll teeny tiny little braids, so you can make their braided heads, right?
And then still use the Cabalite heads?
Cool.
Cabalite head, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you could do some work on the honestly, like there's a couple approaches I would take. One would be to use the Cabalite heads, but make them a little less spiky, which would just be subtraction, right? Just removing some things.
Yeah.
And then, like Adrian said, you could add the braids or not.
Frankly.
And honestly, the other thing I think you could do for Scorpions that'd be cool, wouldn't model their Mandy blasters, right? But a lot of the Rangers and kind of like these like hiding units have bear heads, and like I think you could just have unhelmeted striking Scorpions from Guardian Kit and other kits around.
Those heads are Sick.
Especially the ones, my favorite ones are the ones where they have no hair or they have just like a top notch.
Yes.
Something like that. Because then you can get, I like going on my Simhan, I go in and do like war paint on them.
Oh, that's cool.
And I feel like striking scorpions would be perfect for that, like painting a little camo on their skin.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
You don't have to exactly recreate what striking scorpions look like over their whole body.
Well said.
That's my, I don't know.
Well said.
And thank you, Tulan. Stoked to bring the Craft World Eldar off the shelf. This book looks great. As an orc player, though, they look tough with the new buffs. List ideas against them.
Okay, so this was our first game we played, actually. We tested this out. I took Goths. You took something not dissimilar to this.
I took Vibros.
You had 6 Vibros.
I had less Aspect Warriors, more of like other things. I had a Falcon. And 6 Vibros.
Yeah. It was scary.
It was good.
Orcs have some counterplay, so
Ramshackle.
Ramshackle for what?
Lot of 2 damage in the Codex.
Yeah, it's
weird.
strength.
Like you actually have to like stay
Spears.
away from the 2 damage and not kind of double down too much on it. There's Vibros, there's Star Cannons,
yeah.
there's Shining Spears, the list goes
That's
on.
true.
A lot of the Exarch weapons are 2 damage.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
That's a very good
Cannons.
point. Cannons. Yeah, the
Shuriken?
Shuriken cannons. That's
Yeah.
actually true. That's true. So Ramshackle is good. Obviously, Commandos give you Infiltrator play for blocking. What I did against you with the Webway Gate, because you had it right in the middle, is I
my
just
goodness.
charged through it and just filled the space with boys.
If there's no space to come out of the
can't
portal,
come in.
you can't use it.
Not even like come out in combat. There's literally no space.
Yeah. There's huge
yeah.
orc bases.
The problem with that is then you're just standing in the middle, and then they're like, we'll just gun you down.
Right.
But it like almost worked, kind of worked.
It almost worked. Yeah.
So I'd be curious, looking still at the kind of competitive Goth boys, truck boys, stuff like that. I think kill rigs are out. You one-shotted it with Unit Fire Dragons without like trying.
Oh my gosh.
And then I want to try my speed wall into it with Death Copters and stuff because they also play KG and like non-committal. So I think that can still have play Death Copter heavy.
Buggies?
Maybe.
No line of sight.
Oh yeah, squig bugs,
right?
squig buggies.
Squig buggies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like now the Eldar can't really hide.
Yeah, so that's why, again, I want to try my speedwall list, right? 12, 18 buggies, Death Copters, unit of 3 buggies. Pretty interesting.
All the staging I did with Shining Spears,
Can't do that.
the Aspect Warriors behind
The swooping hawks?
terrain. Yeah, you'll just chip away at them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Feels really scary, actually.
Yeah. Craft World will have to really play around that somehow.
Yeah.
Thank you, GT, probably. My opponent for my first tournament game is Emperor's Chosen Custodes. My Iron Warrior Firepower has a tough job. Lots of cautious to screen may do the trick. Here's the GT Probably's list.
Cool.
And also, there's some information, GT, you sent me earlier, and I can go find it, but if you're here, send it to me again real quick. I do see that you're here, so if you're listening, just give me that info again. So here's the list. Disco Lord, MOP, what is that?
Master of Possession.
Master of Possession. JP Sorcerer, 30 plus
Compact.
10 Cultists. 2 groups of 5 Chaos Space Marines. Volkite Contemptor. 5 LC Chosen. Decimator, Chaos Spawn, 5 Raptors, 3 Obliterators, Helldrake, Rhino, Termite. And they want to make GT wants to also say the Warlord is the Master Possession with Demon Smith for exploding 6s on Decimator and Obliterators, and potentially the Disco Lord.
You
That's
can't
awesome.
You can't fit obliterators in a termite drill, right?
No.
Okay. So he puts the CSM in there,
Yeah. Yeah, the CSM go in.
maybe rod or something.
So you play the Deep Strike game with the Obliterators, which isn't unfeasible with Custodes. They don't have that many units. And the thing that's interesting about Obliterators here is Custodes, famous for turning off your rerolls and Transhuman. Transhuman, there's not much you can do about, but the rerolls, frankly, if you have precedence on that Deuterino, you can have the Obliterators hitting on 2s, exploding 6s. So this is the best way to get around them. And again, Eldar kind of do something similar. It's like just hit better and have exploding 6s.
Right.
Don't worry about the rerolls. And then the other thing that you have is Death Hex, potentially, for removing that invuln. And then you're getting up to AP3,
That's good.
which takes your custodies up to 5-up saves. It's a big inflection point. And so I think obliterators are very, very key here. And so you're going to want to be sort of playing this trading game, get rid of their screens as soon as possible so that they don't have enough to screen by the time your obliterators come down.
There's not a lot of ways that you can remove invulns just from powers like that anymore. It's just CSM and Space Marines now in a bubble, huh?
And Thousand Suns.
Thousand Suns.
Yeah. But same spell, basically.
Yeah.
But the Thousand Suns don't have, like the obliterators, I think, take advantage of it better than some of the Thousand Sun stuff, which is a lot of like AP2, and they're going to 4-ups anyways. So yeah.
Cool.
Good luck.
That's really good.
Thank you, Michael Jennings. Painting question. What do you think is the best way to highlight some of the cool new color metallic paints hitting the market? Red, black, green, etc. Is the best bet to add silver to lighten it?
Huh. I'm curious what you guys think. So my Eldar are metallic purple, and I do a silver edge highlight on mine. I know Brian hates that, personal preference, but he actually doesn't like that. So he prefers to just leave it. What do you, well, Zach, what do you do?
Yeah. It looks pretty, guys.
I think there's two ways, and you could do, so Adrian's way is great. I actually have an Orc Aeronautica fleet that I highlight it with silver on red Turbo Dork, but for me, that's kind of a weathering chipping look. So that's kind of combining your highlighting and your weathering into a dual purpose. But I think it looks good. So the other two ways to do it are, one, use a lighter version of that color. I know specifically Turbo Dork, I know a lot of companies are starting to come out with these, but I think their range, they've been a little bit ahead. I think their range is very wide. So like they have four or five different purples as an example, right? So you can use a lighter purple to do the same way you would do it normally with, non-metallics. And then along with that, same thing you do with non-metallics is make sure you're shading, like washing recesses, getting a darker, if it's purple, I'd use like Drushi Violet and getting down in the recesses, because that's going to just set up contrast.
That's
right?
a great point.
So honestly, Michael, with a lot of lines these days and with a lot of the stuff out there, you can do it just like you would do normal layer painting. I'm not sure, like if you're airbrushing, I'd put silver over purple.
With an airbrush?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. It would be with a brush.
With a brush, and like Adrian's talking edge highlighting, which I think works. I don't agree with Brian that I hate it. But for me, what it shows is highlighting, yes, but also like damage at that part of the
That's
damage.
That's not how I see it at all, but
Not damage, but like
you could see it that way.
not light. I guess I wouldn't see it as light. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
But
I
it's a weird thing with metallics, right? Because with metallic paints, you, to a degree, are letting you're letting like real world lighting do the lighting effect.
Yeah.
So it's weird to like add like a lighting effect on that, but in a way that's kind of the way that I see it. You're kind of just having this like lighter reflection. But yeah.
Yes.
Good luck, Michael Jennings, and explore some of the lines out there.
Excited for you.
Green Stuff World has a bunch now as well. I do like Turbodoric, especially through an airbrush. Good luck. Thank you, Get Kraken. Your thoughts on Craft World Eldar's most improved unit and most disappointing unit, and why?
Ooh.
My group calls them objective primary and mission primary to differentiate the two types of primaries. Oh, that's
Objective primary and mission primary. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Mission primary. Oh yeah.
Mission primary
being the bonus.
Yeah.
Very good.
What do you guys think? Most improved unit and most
This
disappointing
is a
unit?
very good question. I know what my least favorite, least improved,
What's disappointing?
the most disappointing
What's
unit
that?
is.
Shining Spears?
Are we gonna be that? I mean,
No. What was your?
it's Dark Reapers. Man.
Oh,
Dark Reapers.
It's definitely
It's
Dark
Dark
Reapers.
Reapers.
Dark Reapers suck.
Look, they're paying for the sins of the past.
It's so
right?
annoying.
Like, they were obviously very targeted, and like, we can't let these guys be a thing.
Yeah.
And they might have took it just a little too much.
They did. So the first thing they did was set them to squads of 5. No 3s, no 10s. You can't min-max.
Can't min-max.
Which is great. But the problem is they also did other stuff. The main one is, of course, being an inescapable accuracy changed so that you don't you only ignore the negative penalties for dense terrain.
What's it called? Is it called escapable accuracy now?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, it's literally still called it. Inescapable
No, yeah, it's
accuracy.
supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
inescapable.
Slightly
Yeah.
escapable.
Like
It is-
50-50.
you
If
can
you
probably
it's
get away
actually
with it.
4 up. It's like
Yeah.
actually like
50-50 on this.
But that's the thing,
the
because
odds aren't bad.
Yeah, at first you're like, okay, whatever, you're ignoring the dense, so that's like a little bit worse. But then you're like, wait, no, it also means that just moving with these heavy weapons is also -1 to hit.
Now you can buy your way out of that, but you're buying your way out of
now
that.
you're
You're giving up a
you're
power.
sinking more points in that you can't even max or min, right? Like
Yeah, it's like either you make it so that you can't min-max them, or you make the unit worse. Doing both doubly hits you.
Now, I guess I would ask real quick about Dark Reapers. You're going to buy the power to make them not do that, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But when you do that, the other powers, if I recall, aren't that impressive.
Yeah.
But it is just that you're spending a little bit of extra points to go back to where you used to be, right?
They've never had good powers.
I think they're reminiscent of the old powers. I think the Exarch gets an extra shot.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm blanking on the
Plus
third
1 to
one.
wound with the Exarch.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not that great.
So you're gonna take the one that is ignore for the whole squad, right?
The relic is a melee weapon, right?
Is it? Probably.
I think so.
Oh my god. Like, hopefully you don't get charged, but if
And
we do...
that's been a weird thing with Dark Reapers 2, where they're like
Yeah.
occasionally like, hey guys, these guys could be a little melee too. Like
Yeah.
they like
Well,
give
like,
them
The range is 48 though. Like,
Are they, guys?
wouldn't
Are
we-
they good at
Don't
melee?
we want to be
Yeah.
like 48 inches away?
Oh no, it's not that. It's Shrine Skull. So basically, if you a enemy unit that takes combat from them, it's not like melee combat, is it? Now, if you lose a guy to them, you're automatically -1 to your combat attritions, which is kind of cute at best.
That would make a lot of people potentially fail on 3s.
Yeah, if you're taking below half and you're doing
Yeah.
that. But again, this
Yeah.
is a book that you need line of sight with these targets
Yeah.
because it's Reaper Launcher specifically.
Oh,
not-
it's a Reaper. Wait,
Oh, that
no, that's the Tempest launcher.
Tempest
right.
launcher.
So you
the-
cannot do this on ignoring line of sight.
Yeah.
So my point being, it's a unit that you see, which we've already seen, exhibit A, B, C, D, E, and F. Anything you see is dead. So who cares if they run away? That one more priest would run away, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Most improved unit?
Oh,
is
right.
it Dir Avengers?
Yeah.
Feels like
Most improved.
Dire Avengers are pretty. And Dire Avengers we already liked a lot before.
Yeah.
But that was mostly just because they were one of the most playable out of, frankly, mostly bad units. But maybe, honestly, they're crazy. They're I'm not to say stupid, but they're really good, guys.
I
12
think-
points.
Yeah, Dire Avengers will see wide play, especially if you play Bealtan. Double down on exploding sixes. Really good. They'll see more play, but I almost want to say Howling Banshees and Fire Dragons, super up there, right?
Yeah. What about Striking Scorpions? Who glue up the most? Who glowed up the most?
Glowed up.
Who glowed up?
Glued up.
Glue it up.
Glued.
I think
who
it's glue. Who glue up?
They're glowing. They're gluing.
Glowing in.
That's hard, right?
Striking Scorpions are up there too.
So Swooping Hawks saw play. Warp Spiders saw play actually before for like
this
Rod
is
and
just
stuff. It's between these three for most best improved.
yeah. This is just
I think Howling Banshees. So because Striking Scorpions were pretty bad.
really bad, and now they're
Really good.
Howling Banshees were not used, but at least they still turned off Overwatch. I don't know.
I think it's probably still them.
Yeah, Banshees might be a little above Striking Scorpions as our current.
Like as far
Play.
as like improved. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they will. Howling Banshees, I think, will make it into every single list. Striking
Striking
Scorpions, I think we like them a lot, but I could see people not taking them. Especially if you're not taking Cranders. But we also like him a lot. So again, you know. Are we in an echo chamber?
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's
okay.
fine, it's fine.
I agree with you. Howling Banshees, but don't sleep on Striking Scorpions.
Definitely don't sleep on them.
Yeah, definitely don't sleep on
It's
that.
definitely not a Solar Watch thing, trust me.
Thank you. I ate all the cookies. Hello, Titans. Do pineapples belong on pizza?
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely 100% not.
This is chaos.
I don't know if you're allowed to speak on this, but I'll allow it.
Look, pineapple on pizza, absolutely yes. Hot take though. I know you guys might not agree with me on this, but cucumbers and pineapple don't mix. They don't mix.
Oh,
They don't mix.
okay. You know what? At least we can draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, I don't like pineapple on pizza, but I understand some people do.
I don't think does anyone in the studio like pineapple on pizza?
Probably
Am I all
Bridger.
by myself?
Probably Bridger.
I think he.
But if you're agreeing
deals
with
with
Bridger,
it.
you're probably right.
Brian's definitely not a pineapple
John, let me
on
ask
pizza
you this:
guy.
when they
Chat,
do,
help me out.
When they do pineapple on pizza, John, do they often also not put tomato sauce on?
like this guy has never had pineapple on pizza before. Like, it's not a
What the
thing.
heck?
Me, the one I've
They
had.
don't fundamentally change the way.
Right, like it doesn't also have
Is
tomato
it
sauce.
considered a pizza anymore?
I see what he's saying. Yeah. No, they don't. They don't.
Right, they don't. Right.
Wait,
Because
what?
He's proposing basically something else.
I'm
Oh,
saying
A
like
pie.
not a pizza.
Basically, he's proposing a pie. Like
When you-
pineapple in a baked good could be good, but not with tomato sauce, which is like a fundamental aspect of a pizza. Right?
No, they could
yeah.
use a different sauce or something. I just like the acidicness, but I don't know.
Say the acidic word.
Pineapple's weird on pizza for me.
Super weird.
Yeah.
I actually lost to this. I ate all the cookies yesterday. Placed Tao. Really
Ah,
strong.
nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Well, thank you. I ate all the cookies, and thank you, Magnus. What up, fam? Shout out to my boy Kyle. He is so hyped
Oh.
about this book coming out. He has been a great sport all through 9th. He plays Craft World, World Eaters, and Chaos Knights. This is the year of Kyle.
Kyle.
GW
Yes, Kyle.
may need to offer financing.
Everyone praise Kyle. He's
Praise
about
Kyle. Now is the
Time to
time.
go up a tier.
You've been a good sport, it sounds like,
Yes.
by those armies, and now is your time.
Cash in that karma.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
You deserve it, Kyle.
Yeah.
Thanks, Magnus. And thank you, Bridger Hahn. I demand that the world see the abomination that is the maypole.
Oh my God! Oh, the maple.
Look, I was
Look, you knew
literally
we
talking
couldn't-
about
we
talking
can't
to Jesse
escape.
about this too.
Escape, Bridger.
No.
What does he think? He thinks that's stupid, right?
He was playing around with different configurations,
Oh my
but
God.
he's definitely opposed to the hot dog.
The hot dog.
Um,
It's all abomination. It's all abomination.
I mean, I think
how
that
is
is
this not legal?
completely
Like, this
incorrect.
is, you can still.
So here's the problem with this thing. There's no instructions on how you set them up except for they have to be within 3 of each other. That one is clearly bad. This one is also, in my opinion, clearly bad, but there's nothing technically saying you can't do it. This is the problem. This is the problem. So this is what Bridger refers to as the maypole formation. You put them here. The problem with this, so here, the correct way to do this, the way we'll play it on
Children,
screen,
avert your eyes.
they need to make a picture of it and say, this is how you have to set it up. There's no other way. Because to come into this, you have to come within 6 inches of both
Arches.
both arches,
Yep.
which means it's effectively this bubble where you would expect it to be, right?
Yeah.
So it's around here, very big. still,
coming through
you
the portal, yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
But you can block it. Again, unit of boys, no problem.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you make the maypole, they're within 3 of each other, and now you have your 6-inch bubble.
It's literally like a bubble. It's like
massive.
it's a donut.
It's a giant donut. It becomes like a 12-inch diameter almost. And it's just insane, and you'll never stop an Eldar player from coming through that.
Also,
And not
that's
to mention,
not-
this is clearly dumb.
And it's clearly not really what a maypole looks like.
That's the real problem.
Yeah. And Bridger, you're weird for bringing up maypoles. In general, maypoles are weird.
How are Eldar supposed to get through this?
Oh,
Just get spliced.
I know, they get spliced. They come in, they're just like, what's that? You know? They're just like, their legs are in their head. And anyway, so I really, 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 really hope that tournaments and GW and everything makes a statement just saying that this is how you have to do it, because obviously as written, it's busted. And I have a tough time because I'm a competitive player, we're competitive players, and I want people to be able to play
Words
as written.
Yeah.
So I hope they adjust this immediately, like literally day one. Even if you're a TO, I highly encourage you, please be the change that you want to see in the world.
Oh yeah. Don't let someone do this. Yeah.
Just don't put someone in that situation of the maypole.
Yeah. All right.
Penis.
Thank you, Victoria. How do you feel about using a base of 6 by 10 Fire Warriors for Tau?
6 by 10.
60
what?
Fire Warriors.
I
Oh,
said fire dragons, and I'm just like, wait, what?
madness.
What?
So you can't-
I can take that.
Casual 60
I'm
Fire
immediately
Dragon
taking
list.
this
Yeah.
list.
Look, I don't think it's crazy, honestly. We haven't played around with it. It will be, I'll say, first time I'll say it ever. You would take Cadre Fireblade. I know, I'm a hater. but
Sure, you
we're
might take
taking
2.
60 of those, 100%.
Yeah.
And they're great troops. My only critique, I would say, is that after you take those 6 by 10, I still think you're going to want some crew for screening purposes. But you can take it and be scary. right?
Yeah, I think. And what sept would you take, Adrian, if you had so many fire warriors?
Are you trying to say Dialect?
I mean,
I think Dialect's not crazy.
I think it is the right answer.
Would you also take Guardian drones on these? 'Cause
Oh,
you're
I
gonna
don't. I don't think they're worth it for. I mean, because here's the thing. Like, this is
You're against them?
you need other. You're gonna want other things. Like, I just think the points aren't. It doesn't make sense for the points.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I'm curious.
Like, are you taking 60 firewares and then like that's kind of your thing, and you're trying to keep them alive? Because then I guess, but I feel like with 60 firewares, the purpose is you can afford to lose some.
Yeah.
So you don't spend more points. But I do agree on the Cadre Fireblades.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's interesting tech.
Yeah.
Fire War is really good against aspect wars.
They are.
It's a lot of
honestly.
shots.
And they're just great troops. You know?
They're good against almost every. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like lots of shots, 1 damage, AP1, AP2. They can
Yeah.
get to AP3 easily.
And strength 5.
Strength 5.
You know,
And
it's a
3
great
up.
profile.
3 up in Daoyeth, just saying.
Don't sleep
We
on the
know,
Fire Wars.
okay?
Don't sleep on that.
Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, Cruder's still good though, Victoria. But thank you.
Yeah, appreciate
Okay, thank you, Hayatorian. Looking at the new codex, do you think?
Skinks? Yeah.
I just broke. Let me reboot.
Happens to me all the time.
Okay, thank you, Hayatorian. Looking at the new codex, do you think Games Workshop is learning from every subsequent codex release, or that they're just trying to be more flashy? Did Marines and Necrons lose out by going first?
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no.
I think we'll always be cynical about GW and like always kind of highlight their mistakes. But to be honest, especially in the last few editions, they've made leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Like it's so amazing what they're putting out and the things that they're fixing and keeping in mind while improving on each and every codex is actually quite impressive.
Yeah.
The look and feel of Craft World feels amazing. They're fixing things that were broken in the past, so they're obviously learning. They might not be correct in their kind of scale every time, but you can definitely see that they're making leaps and bounds for sure.
Yeah. I think they're definitely learning. I think, sadly, yes, the early codexes will suffer, but here's the conundrum. They can either learn from their mistakes and fix them and improve them and make books that are like better books, which in some cases means they'll be actually less powerful than the earlier books, in other cases better. They can do that, or they can say, well, we know this thing is wrong, but we need to keep the standard the same. And they can just continue to intentionally make those mistakes for 2 years.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
I was
the
going to say like
alternative.
for like the rest of the edition.
Exactly. So it's not the way to do it. I think the way to do it is what they're trying to do, which is learn from your mistakes, patch more frequently, fix the issues with the earlier books, and you do the best that you can with that. I think this book, there's a lot that they've learned from it. You can see, I don't think it's going to be the insanity that was Drukhari, that has just ruled over all the entire last year, but I think it's good. You know, I think Battle Focus, for example, is a rule. This is actually a book that I was involved with testing at least, and Battle Focus was one that was discussed a lot. And the whole issue with -3 over terrain, so you can't peek in and out. Yeah. So, lots of lessons were learned in the earlier ones, and I can tell you they take it very seriously.
That was a good change. That was a
Yeah,
good change.
I would
very
submit
happy
it is not the worst thing that can happen with the new codex, that it comes out and it is just lands into a world, into a meta, and it's just immediately not good. You're like, oh my gosh, all of the fan base of this codex was excited, and it's come out and it's really bad.
Yeah.
And when has that last happened? Let's go. Orcs? Nope. Admech? Nope.
You know what it was.
Yeah.
And I let's not be myopic. The Custodes book. Remember?
Well, but that ended up being false.
Not just Bridger, even. Yeah.
Right,
Even
that-
people online.
So when was the last time a book truly got dumped out? And that isn't what happened with Necrons and Space Marines.
No.
When they both came out, they were good.
Yeah.
Necrons was a little less good than Marines.
Yeah.
But it was okay,
It was
right?
still good.
It was a strong 9th Ed Codex when it first came out.
100%.
When was the last? Because when I played in 5th edition, what I'm describing happened all the time. It happened 2 codexes in a row with Tyranids.
That's right.
Right.
Sisters was another one. People were like, oh, Sisters, they're worse. You even remember when we played it, we're just like, this kind of feels worse. And guess what? It wasn't. People figured out how to play it, and it became one of the best armies in the meta. So, no, I can't think of any time. I can think of times when we thought they were bad.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
And like even those like instances of times where like something's super dominant isn't even that long anymore. Like we think it's long, but like
That's true.
we look at like past editions, like even 8th edition Knights were good for so long.
Yeah.
And now like AdMech, we're on top for like maybe 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Not even a season.
Not even.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so fast. We've
Wow.
imagined things that we've seen come and go since even SoCal, right? It's
Yep.
crazy.
Thank you, Christian Smith. Hey, Titans crew. More obscure guard question. Cyclops demo in Valkyries.
Oh my god, again.
And what about using Death Corps of Krieg Riders and NG for deep strike shenanigans since change?
NG?
ENGI.
Engineers.
Engineers. And yeah, what is...
Did we ever figure out that ruling? Can they go into the transports?
Which transports?
Into the Valkyries?
I still don't understand
bomb
the question.
tanks?
Yeah,
the little bomb
Cyclops.
tanks.
But why wouldn't they be able to go in? I don't understand.
Maybe that's the answer.
I've never understood the question, which is probably why we're getting the question again.
Because they want to explode, right? Like they want to like
Where is it?
kamikaze into you. That's their objective, and the
Here it is.
Valkyrie helps them get there.
Oh boy.
Right?
Well, at the very least, they used to be able to go in a Chimera. I know that.
I don't know why they wouldn't. So, I just like how also they're like not providing more information. It's just like Cyclops in thingo. Cyclops demolition vehicle.
My question is the Cyclops demolition vehicle like a remote control car, or is it like an AI robot?
Well, the
you know?
Imperium's not supposed to have AI, John.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes me feel better. You know, I feel bad for robots like with feelings, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good that like at least there's like some gamer at home just like trying to run this
Right?
little remote control car into people.
Yeah, it doesn't say who's controlling it. It says it's a small tracked vehicle used for battlefield demolitions.
Like I've totally distracted from that question.
Now I'm just thinking about how it feels. So compact, this model, so it is a vehicle keyword, which normally means it wouldn't be able to go into a transport, but it has compact. This model can embark within and disembark from Astra Militarum transport models as if it were an infantry model.
So specifically,
Yeah, it takes a space of 6 models. This model can shoot in a turn in which it disembarks, which is funny because the shoot is basically just exploding. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear, right? No? It comes out, it's only a 6-inch range. So if you're deep striking, you can't get out because it doesn't have the rule to get out like a Falcon or a drop pod.
yeah.
But if you're on the board already, you get out really within 6 or within 3, fully, yeah. You can't be fully within, it's kind of big. Anyways, 3 and then they have a 6-inch range, so it's 9 inches away. So you'd be 9 inches away from the enemy at
Yeah.
the start of the turn to do it. Because you don't get to move again. Oh no, you do get to move again.
Whoa.
Get out 3, move 10, shoot.
Oh, jeez. So 19.
This model cannot shoot in a turn in which it disembarks.
Oh.
I was like, wait, everyone can shoot at the turn they get out. This is dumb. So it cannot shoot in a turn in which it disembarks. So that sounds really dicey.
The guy controlling it has to have a minute to look around, see
Yeah.
what's going on.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
like, gotta orient.
Just load it in. Come on.
Yeah, like that's the best answer I can give, knowing given the context.
Do you like two of them in a?
Second
Do you like
part,
two of them in a Valkyrie? Just like, not really, right?
It sounds really bad.
Because you can't do anything.
You just
between they
sit there
get
for a
out.
turn.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They're toughness 6, 4 wounds, 3 up save.
That would be cool though.
They're just really tiny. So
And there's a world where it's like you're gonna drop those off like in your opponent's area, but like there's stuff that your opponent has that has nothing else to shoot at. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're distracting even necessarily.
Look, I like the Brett strat because I played against this unit once. Just get a bunch of like widgets and like cool things, like get some barrels and stuff, add it
Yeah.
to your terrain,
Yeah.
and then also bring these guys, and then just like shuffle them into the terrain.
So you forget about it.
Yeah, so
It's just in the
you'll
junk.
forget about it, he'll forget about it, and then when it comes up, like, oh, I have like this crate that I thought was a crate is actually just like a RC car that
Yeah,
will
yeah.
do tons of damage to you.
It's so weird.
It's a great strategy.
Yeah.
Thank you, OmaxKO. Hey guys, with indirect being so vicious, do you think a mech aspect list can work? It's a small number of models, but I do like the Serpent 5++ and Transhuman.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, this is Craft World that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
mech heavy.
Gotcha.
I think in some respects the transports are mandatory. I think one you can totally get away with, and maybe one is the optimal, honestly, because this is a transport. This is basically a transport.
The sword wind.
The maypole. What do you think? If you wanted to go heavy on it, could you?
Into vehicles and no line of sight.
They said mech heavy.
No, they said they're concerned about the amount of line of sight.
Oh, they're concerned about the line. I see.
Which is why transports are good and important.
It's a good question. Because I'm constantly walking that tightrope of like, how much do I want to start on the board? How much is in reserve?
Yeah.
Obviously, I need a transport to keep something alive. Turn one. Turn one's always really scary because you have a lot in reserve, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that if you have mech heavy. Yeah, I think you can get away with it with player place terrain, for sure. If that's like an easy answer. Yeah, you can get away with it. Maybe 3 or 4 tanks, for sure. They're definitely a larger tank. They're not like really thin raider boats where you can kind of line a bunch up.
Yeah, that's true.
You can probably get away with 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Do you like the Falcon, John, for its drop potting?
I would play around with Falcons, maybe
Falcons
Fire
are really
Dragons, maybe Dire Avengers, and Deep Strike turn 1. That's also something you could do. And the gun's amazing. It has
The
a
gun
dark
is
lance.
stupid good.
It has a dark lance, basically.
It has a 2-shot dark lance. So then you can give it a bright lance.
Is it really 2 shots?
Yeah, the
Did
pulse
we-
laser's 2 shots. So you give him a bright lance, and now it's 3 of those. Your ult player be able to hand it, so you get a reroll of hit or wound. It's so good. It's crazy. The Falcon's back on the menu.
Oh, it is 2 shots.
It's so good.
Okay, yeah.
It's so good.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh.
Fun. We'll
Strike
probably see
9.
Falcon on Thursday.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, is that promise?
I have a Falcon.
You should definitely play.
I have
with
a Falcon and 3 Wave Serpents. I'd like to use some of them.
Nice.
You should.
So maybe we'll see it.
Use all of them.
Bridger has been freaking out about the bright lances for sure, and this gun,
Yeah.
the pulse laser.
The pulse laser is great.
Yeah. He's like, oh, 3 Crimson Hunters.
Oh my god.
4. The value.
He's crazy because he's like, not to get too sidetracked on this, but he's like so obsessed with like Crimson Hunter, which is 4 bright lances, and you're hitting like very, very well.
Yeah.
But to be fair, this is for 160 points, 3 bright lances, and all the deep strike transport capacity, all that stuff. So I'm like, that's kind of better.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Anyways.
Thank you, Calvin. Let me pull up Calvin's thingy
What's up,
here.
Calvin?
Calvin asks, what do you think of the competitive viability of Harlequins versus pure craft worlds versus a Harlequin patrol with craft worlds? Would love to hear some analysis. Thank you,
Another
Calvin.
great question, and something that we've definitely been tossing around for sure. And like I mentioned this before, previously in the stream, that I've only just begun to dive into the rabbit hole that is Harlequins.
Yep.
And it's so amazing. Like I thought like, oh, Craft World for sure, easy take, way better than Harlequins. But there's some crazy shenanigans that you can do. Like Jinx works with Harlequins. You can even use it, Jinx and Dark Eldar, if you want to soup that way.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Because it happens to the opponent.
No.
It subtracts the save. It's not core locked. It's not character locked. It's not locked to anything.
No.
You are -1 armor save.
Oh, that's not good.
Right.
I don't like that.
But it's not to invulns anymore, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
So there's a lot you can do with ignoring invulns for troops, right?
Yes.
You take Dark, you get AP 3, you jinx someone, that's AP 4, ignore invulns. That unit is like shredding a
Even
unit.
Custodes, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's spicy.
Webways are amazing.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you lose lucky dice, and you lose if you soup in Harlequins to Craft World as a patrol, and then if you try to take mostly Harlequins and some Craft World, then you just lose both.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you
Lots to
think?
be tested there for sure. And I think they're, as always, a weird off-meta pick, and I think they have. I would encourage everyone to look at what's there and not be too comparative with what it was before.
Yes.
That's a trap that even we've fallen into before.
There's going to be new techniques. There's going to be highs and lows that weren't the same before.
Just treat it as a whole new army, a whole new book.
It's a new edition. It's a totally different game.
That's right.
So, yeah. For sure. I think they all have their strengths. To give you a direct answer, they all have their strengths. Look for each of those strengths and play them. Boom.
Thank you, Siege Roots. Hear me out here. Dreads die quick anyways. So Games Workshop put a heavy multi-melta on a Redemptor so it can get its points worth in one shooting phase, please.
Heavy multi-melt on Redemptor. But yeah, that's the plasma. The plasma is a 3 damage, right? Like you're getting that big damage anyways. So
More
The
shots.
Redemptor has 2 like main weapon options, right?
2 what?
2 main weapon options.
Oh, so he wants to like trade the off arm?
No, I'm
Melta?
sorry. Like
Yeah,
the-
so you do a big plasma. That's 2
Or-
damage go to 3,
there's like a machine gun.
or the
right?
machine gun.
Okay.
The onslaught, yeah.
And it is, I guess it is a little surprising that it only has those 2 options. Historically, Dreads have had like a million different guns you can put on them, right?
Right.
That's fair. I just don't know that I would like a multi-melta better than the flat
Yeah.
3 damage, you know? Like, because you're also having to get closer, the plasma is longer range.
I mean, it's cool. I don't hate. I'm like the type of person that I don't hate more options.
Yeah.
If there's like cool models that they can put out with those options, then that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it needs it though.
I just don't know if the answer is to just, everything's going to die quick, so just make it mega killy. Especially not for Dreadnought. I don't think that's the design of a Dreadnought. I think they want it to be like waiting in there, fighting and shooting and all this stuff. It's just, it doesn't do that right now. I'll tell you that. Dire Avengers kill these guys.
Thank you, Garrett. Where's the couch? Also, speed painting Farsight Enclave for an event in 2K in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Piece of cake. Haha. Never again. Until next time. Cheers.
Yeah, that's classic. Never again.
2K 2 weeks. Jeez.
I believe in you.
I hope it's Custodes. Did they say Army?
No, it's Tau. It's Farsight.
Oh, it's Tau. Oh,
Bam.
no.
Or it's
Farsight. Oh.
not as bad as it used to be when
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, okay, you gotta do 50 drones. The couch is in the other room. Our stream computer and editing computer in the other room. A little meltdown, a little heating problem. So we're getting the coolant system replaced. So it's in the shop right now.
Nice.
So here we are in the main room.
Hopefully, the computer wasn't damaged in the leaking. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, so it wasn't. It's not so much that it leaked out. It's just that there's air that gets into the liquid cooling.
Gotcha. So it couldn't function.
And so
properly.
it doesn't function, it doesn't
Gotcha.
cool. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That's
So it
better
was
of the
overheating.
2 options
Yeah,
there.
the overheat could also have caused problems, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I lost my first custom computer too. That's
Really?
leaking liquid cooling. It's
Oh
very
my
liquid cooling,
God.
very finicky.
Yeah,
for sure.
no, that's terrifying to me.
Thank you, Super Reedy. Curious how Yunari work in terms of filling out detachments. What restrictions are there, and what do they lose compared to Asuryani Drakari?
Yeah,
Good
crack
question.
it open because this is another
Crack it.
rabbit hole that I just haven't. Oh no, paper cut.
Paper cut.
No.
These books are sharp.
Boy, this book is just ruining your
Hey,
day.
Yunari.
Every way
I
imaginable.
hate this book.
It's like, ah, that guy played against us. Get him.
Yeah.
Fight on death.
Oh my god. I love Zach. Yeah, Yunari.
So Yunari, as John mentioned, they actually just work like a craft world now.
Yeah.
So it's actually simpler than it used to be, for better or worse. It's a craft world.
Yeah. I don't think you can take the special characters in any other craft world. There might be a clause that says you can that we're just not catching.
Yeah, not that I've seen.
But big perks of taking a Yunari detachment, those characters are definitely
They're
buffed.
amazing.
Yeah. I would take, if I had the option to take an Incarn or the Avatar, I'm sorry, Avatar, Incarn every time.
Yeah,
For
100%.
sure.
So a craft world detachment that's from Yunari can include Harlequins, Cabal Drakari, Witch Cult Drakari, Incubi units, and Scourge units. But for each of these includes, it must also include one Asuryani unit within the same role. Yunari detachment that includes any of these units in this way is still considered to be Asuryani, but the following rules apply. Harlequin Drakari lose their keywords and stay in gain Yunari faction keyword.
Naturally.
And it says specifically, note that because Yunari is considered to be a replacement for Craft World, these units will gain the Craft World as specified. Yunari Psychers cannot know any powers from Runes of Fate discipline, but no powers from the Revenant, which is still there. Yep. Blah, blah, blah. They give an example. Harlequin transport models in Yunari detachment lose every instance of Sadath keyword from the transport on their datasheet.
Sadath being Harlequins.
What does that mean?
So they did.
Every instance of it. So basically, they can transport anyone, it looks like.
That's crazy because Yunari can basically, you can shove Coblites into a
Into a
Harlequin.
Harlequin transport. They got good transports.
They got good
They're better than Venoms, tell you
Yeah.
that. Ynnari Harlequin's unit cannot be given any pivotal role upgrades. That's kind of lame. I don't know why they would do that. And then Ynnari Drakari units cannot be given any Lords of Cormora or favored retinue upgrades.
Yeah. Gosh, there's so much organizational stuff there. It's gonna take a
Right.
while to like
Oh,
unbundle this Ynnari.
yeah. The transport thing might still not be true because there's
Okay.
like a thing with transport.
Is it like-
But why would they get rid of
Does
it?
your keyword maybe change to like Ynnari Drakari and Ynnari Harlequin?
It's weird because above it says, instead of Sadath, you put Ynnari. And then down here it says, transport models lose every instance of Sadath keyword on the transport. So they don't have the Ynnari keyword? Like, what? That's a little weird.
I guess, well,
Because here it gives it, and then here it takes away.
yeah.
They giveth and they taketh away, That's what they do.
I don't know. Okay.
So that's basically all of the rules. You cannot have any Phoenix Lords, Anthrate units, which is the Corsairs, Avatar of Cain, Solitaire, or named characters that do not have a Ynnari keyword in a Ynnari detachment. So that one I think confuses some people. Basically, it's just saying the only named characters you can have are the ones that are the Ynnari keyword,
Yeah,
which
the
is
triumphant.
actually,
Yeah.
it doesn't actually change anything. It's just kind of clarifying.
So that answers a quick question here from Omax KO that Lilith cannot be Ynnari.
Unfortunately.
Not.
Yeah. Hey, she killed Yvrain.
That's right.
She's the first one
That's
to
how
kill
it
her.
started,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But no, this is really cool. This you can literally take a mixed attachment. It's not even a mixed attachment anymore. You can literally take all the
Just
different
mix them all.
Eldari into one Ynnari
Which is how it should
craft
be.
world,
And
which absolutely should
It
be.
is genuinely good. Fight first all the time. +1 to hit if you've lost a model. Have you played Martyred Lady? They're amazing, and it's the same thing.
It's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks again, Siege Roots. Thank you so much. Time for my once per battle report
Vanguard.
VS question.
Yep.
For All Out, Alpha Strike, should I run the Flamer or the autocannon on 2 Invictors?
I know which one I would do.
It's hard. The Flamer is just cool, but the auto is just better, right?
Right. The Flamer sounds like it's the all-out aggressive one, but honestly, the autocannon is great. Because you're getting in their turn 1 when you have your Dev Doctrine, so AP 2 damage. It's actually awesome for just kind of peeking around and getting their vehicles that are hiding from you. They're trying to get out of line of sight, but you can get around the corner because you're forward deploy. So I think I actually like it because it's better and kind of more aggressive. The Flamer is just like, whatever, they can just hide back. But the autocannon, there's no escaping it.
Yep, for sure.
That's great.
Thanks, Siege Roots. And thank you, Fire Tyrant. Hey guys, it's me again. How have
Heyo.
you been? Question for you guys. You think that 30k Dominion Zephyron could be converted into a Chaos Lord with jump pack nicely for Night Lords? Also, you think meta is moving away from Melta?
The Dominion, what is it?
Zephon?
Zephon?
Xiphon, maybe?
No, from the Dominion box? Is that what we're saying?
I'm not sure. Yeah, 30k Dominion Zephon, Zephon, could be converted into a Chaos Lord with jump pack.
Okay, let me take a look.
Oh.
Let's go to old Google.
Side note.
Yeah.
A lot of Night Lord players, I feel like, in the community.
Yeah, we've had a lot
Really
of questions
cool.
lately.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. His name is apparently Dominion Zephyr. This is the new Blood Angels
Oh, yes,
Horus Heresy model.
Yeah.
So it can be converted into Night Lords, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
100%. Oh my god, look at that face. That's a Night Lord face if ever you've seen one. Look at that. That's
Whoa.
so gross.
Dude.
Yeah, he's great, and he's super dynamic. I think
Yeah.
he'd be awesome for that.
How do you, so I see the face, looks like he has fangs, obviously. Once a vampire, always a vampire.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Once a Night Hunter, always a Night Hunter.
is that just, is it modeled on there? Like,
Well,
do
because
you
he's
think-
Blood Angel supposed to be.
Right, right.
Or are
but
you gonna
like,
file him
like
off?
do you, no. Like, do you paint the fangs on there? Like, is it on the fangs on the model, or is that something you go in and do?
No, I'm pretty sure it's in the
afterwards?
model.
It's on the model? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, those are his teeth.
That's crazy. You just have
what's
to
the
detail
question
them. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's a manufacturing like
Bug?
like intention, or is like someone actually painted it that
Right.
way? You know?
Yeah, I
Like, painted
think
the
it's
fangs
part
in
of the
there.
model. Yeah.
Okay.
God, they did a gorgeous. Look at the marbling. You guys wish you could see this. Just go on the site. The black marbling on the shoulder pad is awesome.
Even the helmet, dude, with the
Yeah.
gems.
It's super sick. Yeah, this is a great model. It's a great conversion for it.
You have to do no helmet though on this one though.
I feel like
even
you
though the helmet looks amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could put it on the belt or something.
It's a very loyalist looking helmet. You know, you got that beaky going on.
The
so,
beaky.
Yeah.
Those beakies.
Moving away from Melta in the meta Melta,
Not with fusions.
meta list
Not with
Melta.
fusions.
I mean, you got your fire dragons.
Oh, what did I say? Yeah, fire dragons. Yeah.
I think sisters with melt are amazing still.
Yeah.
One of the few things that scare custodians in Thick City, because every shot that gets through will be miracle diced to be amazing.
For sure.
I don't think we're moving away from Malta, do you?
No, if anything, like their rules are good. Like they're keeping up with 9th edition.
Yeah.
Like
They keep it.
they're amazing.
Yeah.
Eradicator's still good.
Funny enough, we have seen this transition to heavy eradicators, partially for the extra range too. But yeah, no, I think they're still kicking, honestly. Yeah.
I like it. What was the other option? Plasma? You think he thinks we're moving towards plasma? Is what he's saying? Or
just
Just
these
a
big
way
things at
for
all.
Curious in
Yeah.
general.
Okay, cool.
Just a general Melta curiosity
Melta
question.
yeah,
curiosity.
that's respect.
Thank you, Michael McCarthy. Hey guys, unfortunately I missed the game, but we'll watch back later as the matches are always great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Off-topic question, but what would you do to fix Magnus? His damage is decent, but he's so squishy.
So squishy.
Yeah, Primarchs can't be that squishy, man.
Oh, dude, imagine a railgun or fire prisms going into Magnus.
No.
He gets no save, he just dies.
No.
You don't even roll dice, he just dies. I think he should have a Feel No Pain. Give him that resistance. At least. Even then. Like, give him the Mortarion 5-up Feel No Pain.
Damage reduction.
Damage reduction could be cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Something to just keep him relevant for like an extra turn or something, you know? Like
yeah.
you want to be able to use your centerpiece, you know?
Yeah, big problem.
Keep him in the game.
Can he be obscured or is he 18?
He has to be 18, right? Just like Morty?
Morty's 18?
Yeah, I think he's the same.
Yeah. Take away wound. That'll make him better. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. Hey, Titans.
Hey.
Phoenix Lord lore is so sick, and every list I
Dude.
build with Eldar will have a minimum of 2 of them. Usually Karandras and Fugan. Don't tell the others.
Yes, that's my man right there. I
Mr.
like this
Fuego.
guy. I like this guy. Yeah, those are the 2 I would choose, to be honest. Jane Czar is really cool. She's interesting.
Yeah.
Azurman, really cool.
I like Aisharin.
Just because you're going to run a lot of Dire Avengers.
Yeah. Ironically, Magan-Ra, the new beautiful model, I don't think is amazing. And Baharath is not amazing either.
Yeah. If the meta shifts a little more, maybe like if we see a lot of infantry or something, they might be pretty interesting again.
Yeah.
Baharath and Magan-Ra.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, we will definitely play Magan-Ra because Games Workshop did send us the model. Thank you very
So
much.
amazing. Oh, you've been
It's-
hiding it from me, huh?
I have been hiding it. So it's built. I'm going to start painting it. Yes.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would choose those 2. They're so great. You would have to take a Farseer though. You wouldn't be able to take an Autarch or a second Farseer.
I don't miss the Autarch, but a second Farseer sounds nice.
Yeah, it's always nice to have reroll fate dice and extra powers, depending on what craft world you would choose.
Yeah.
I would choose probably BL10 at that point, just so
Yeah.
you can have a 3rd power on your
Yes.
Farseer, so that you can have Guide Doom, it's the auto takes,
Yeah.
still, and maybe like a Fortune or something.
You take Guide Stealth even if you have Chapter Master?
Why not? Why not DOS?
Why not? Yeah, that's true.
Because
true.
because Chapter Master only works in the command phase, right? So what if you deep strike? What if you get out of a transport?
Oh, I don't know. That's a fair point.
Thank you, Jacob.
Jacob.
Make Necrons great again. LOL. I have all my 18 Armigers magnetized and primed, and 5 Knights plus the Megara and Castellan primed. And Mag, this project is sexy.
Aha! It's going to be awesome when you get them all together.
Yeah, Necrons need some love. If
Primed
we
and
were,
magnetized is what he means. Sorry.
Trying to magnetize. Yeah.
if we were to recreate the War in Heaven, Eldar might have the upper hand
He
here.
would go a little differently, that's right.
Go a little
Oh,
differently.
man, we love Necrons. They need love.
Yeah.
They need
We have a
love.
gorgeous Necron army. We love playing them. They're great models.
Yeah.
They're just not at the tier they should be. Yeah. They're close. They need another patch of something.
Patch them up.
Patch 'em
Give
up.
everything double core.
Double core, yeah.
Double core.
Double core.
Inner core.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacob. Good luck with the Armigers, though.
Thanks again, Magnus.
Yo.
how are the new Ynnari rules? Lore-wise, they are so cool. Have you read the new lore in the Codex? How has it advanced forward? Can't wait to read it. Getting the book just for the lore bits.
That's a good question. I have not read that portion. I need to. I do want to know how the story advances, right?
Yeah, I hope they do. There's not that much in here. I mean, there's a lot in here, but frankly, it's because every unit gets a page, and it's the bare minimum. So like,
Yeah, I haven't looked at this one yet, but the Tau book was really light on lore.
Yeah,
And it
it's the same
basically had
thing.
a 2-page spread that advanced the lore, and that was it.
Yep, I think it's the same. So I'm still, these are craft worlds, which is nice.
You looking for Ynnari?
No, I'm just looking in general,
yeah.
because like this much is like units, basically.
Yeah.
Not even this much. Oh, there's a Corsair page, which is kind of cool, because they talk about the Void Scar, they talk about the Fleets of Infamy with like the Sunblitz Brotherhoods.
Oh, it's so cool.
So cool, yeah. So no, there is stuff in here. I haven't dug into it, you haven't dug into it. Ynnari, as I mentioned, we like the rules, frankly. Fight first, +1 to hit if they're wounded. Their strat is pretty limited. It's +1 to hit if they're wounded. The strat is 1 CP, +1 to wound, but they have to be below half their starting strength, which is
Very difficult.
very difficult, and like at that point you've already killed them halfway. So it's very situational.
Yeah, they lose efficiency.
yeah.
It's like the same thing with Dire Avengers shooting twice. They can shoot twice if they're less than starting strength.
Yeah.
But it's like now your efficiency is going down. What's the math there? Yeah, you can shoot twice, but you're shooting with less than optimal guys. I don't know.
Yeah. They still have the Lost Shroud of
Oh, dude.
is amazing.
This is I'm glad they kept this. This is amazing.
It's great. -1 attack, and if the damage, -1 damage, and if it was one damage to start, you get +1 to your save.
Can you put this on any Eldari character? Non-named, of course.
Yeah.
What are my mind is racing. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
who
actually
would you
haven't
put
thought
this
about
on?
this. Who would you put it on, chat?
Who would you put on? Archon.
Yeah, right. That was my first thought. Like Archon.
2+, -1 damage.
Oh my god.
And then what's the warlord trait? In your command phase, they gain 1 lost wound, kind of poopy. And then whenever they fight, +1 strength and attack if the enemy unit is below starting strength. Okay. That's not
I
bad.
feel like there's a lot of like transport vibes here. Like, right, you go in
Yeah, for
transports,
sure. And
transports
die.
explodes, they die,
yeah.
haha. I'm like less
Yeah,
than
yeah.
starting strength.
Exactly.
+1 to hit. Yeah.
Each time attack made. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, interesting thing which we've seen is the Scourge and Incubi increase points if you take them.
Yeah.
So Incubi up by 4 points.
That's a lot.
Um,
And they're already expensive now
They're
with the
expensive
FAQs.
now. Yeah. Well, remember, so Sean Naden for a while was running Incubi as Ynnari in
SoCal or
Venoms.
oh Venoms, yeah.
Venoms. Because like for all the mirror matchups going against other Drukhari, because they had fight first.
I see.
And now we're seeing like it's why it's so good. It's clearly 4 points more. So
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't understand Scourges though. I don't know.
it doesn't make any. I don't know why. Other than lore reasons, they're just like it would be too crazy if Scourge could fight first in melee.
Yeah.
That's just too crazy. What? I guess the +1 to hit, which works in melee when shooting.
Oh.
So
But
they'd be
how are
hitting
you
on
supposed
twos.
to lose a model?
Um,
It's so easy to pick up.
yeah.
Yeah. And you lose your info.
You need to lose just one, and you lose the invul. Oh.
Thank you, Caldorf. Hey guys, with this new codex, can you build a low model count elite army that is effective? While I'm interested in adding another army, elite route is for me.
I absolutely think you can. I think aspect warriors are elite. Like they're literally. It's hard to categorize because I mean Aeldari is a very elite army. I
Yeah.
guess the non-elite would be lots of rangers, lots of guardians,
Yes.
But-
and lots of Dire Avengers.
lots of dire avengers, which are also elite. Technically.
Elite slot.
Yeah, yeah.
But well, yeah, you run your 3x5 Rangers for your troops.
Yeah.
The a lot of the aspect warriors are clocking it at 18, 20 points.
Yep.
These guys more.
Yep.
So yeah, unless you're focusing on the things you mentioned, I think it's possible.
For sure.
It's not the most elite. And obviously, if you went into wraiths, they can make it more elite.
That's where I was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think wraith lords are genuinely still great, and take them with double bright lance. They're tough. They shoot well.
It's good.
I think it's not crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to go elite, rates for sure will.
Yeah.
You'll max out real quick on points.
yeah,
I think it's like 500 points for Axe and Shield, 10 of them.
really.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a lot.
that's so much.
But hey,
But it'd be fun. You can fortune
It'd be
them.
really fun.
-1 damage, T6. You can protect them. So 2 up.
Yandin,
Yandin?
minus an AP.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Light cover through webway portal.
It's so cool. Oh my god, the webway portal. Light cover. There you go.
Kind of cool.
Thank you, Hamsterdam. Hey Titans, I feel like a sermon slaps, and with my boatload of X-Troops Dire Avengers, how would you run him and his buddies?
Dire Avengers are the place to be, honestly.
Yeah, Dire Avengers are cool. You would obviously take BL10, right?
Yes.
Um,
So you can give Chapter Master rerolls. You can do Exploding 6. So the BL10 strat is 1 CP Exploding 6s in shooting or melee for an aspect squad. So you can do that. So he's going to make them obsec, give +2 leadership.
I did not see this.
Oh, you didn't see that?
He's the one aspect, or Phoenix Lord, that has a 3-up invuln.
Yup. And he slaps 6 attacks, 3 damage, plus another D3 mortal wounds on 6s, 2 wound. It's just big swings, and the bloody the bloody twins.
The bloody twins.
It's 6 2-damage shuriken shots.
6 2-damage shuriken. Yeah.
How would you run it? I mean, yeah, just a bunch of squads of 10 Dire Avengers with him, for sure, if you want to be able to trail out.
Yeah.
I think you could, if you really wanted to build this list around them. Oh.
What's up?
No.
What happened? What
You
happened?
can only run 30 Dire Avengers now.
Yeah, you can only run 30.
I didn't even think about that. I have like
Elite
60
slot.
of them.
Hey, if you need someone to take them off your hands, I got you. I got
Yeah,
you.
that's fair.
Although I do have like 20 already.
Yeah. Interesting. Shucks.
Object. Does the OBSEC upgrade for the Avengers stack with? I think it counts as double.
Does
Something
it?
counts as double.
That would be cool. I think the psychic power counts
psychic
as double.
counts as double,
But you can confirm that. There's also a psychic power to give you an object is secured.
Yeah.
And I believe that one is if you're already OBSEC, then you count it as double. But let's take a look.
Yeah, double.
Double?
Yeah.
So you can get triple OBSEC.
If it already has. Well, it doesn't say. Wait, already has objective secured. Then for the purposes, counts as 2 models. So does that mean?
No, that one
the
just
wording?
counts as 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So the way so in Martyr Lady, you can get triple OBSEC because it says if it counts as OBSEC, it counts as 1 more model. This one says just 2, so that probably it's intentionally different. I would assume so that it overrides them. But like double OBSEC is still not bad.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. Good. I would run just a bunch of transports. I don't know, man.
Yeah. And you
It
like
just
double
seems good.
shurikens on the Exarchs?
I do, because like their primary focus is shooting. They'll always get to shoot.
Yeah.
They're not always gonna make it into melee.
No, but like for 1 more, like.
It's cool. They have the relic. It's cool. And you can take the shimmer shield.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Would you? Here's a tough question because you only get 3 units. Wave serpents, or would you take a unit in a falcon, but you only fit half a squad?
Oh,
Yeah.
I would do all of it. 30? Oh, I would take 26. Falcon, wave serpent,
You would do it.
and 1 outside of a transport. Hot take.
What way?
And then so you have something to put the command phase rerolls on.
Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Thank you, Fire Tyrant. So looking at that Death Jester mocking laugh, I want that for Night Lords as well. Do you think stuff like that could make leadership more meaningful?
Well, let's take a look. Which rule are you talking about?
Oh, I'm terrible at finding rules.
Mocking laugh.
I always go straight to the Crusade rules, and I'm just like, why is this here? I just get angry.
Yeah. Why do you like this?
Is this a relic?
All right. I don't know. No. I think it's actually their main rule.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the upgrade.
It's the
Put-
leadership.
Their
I think
powers
counties more.
combined.
We're actually just like messing each other up. Death Jester. Nope, it's not here. Death is not enough.
Oh, I found
So yeah, dead models count as 2 for morale.
the characteristics. Where's
Is it
the,
a pivotal roll?
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying.
Okay, here we go. We'll
you know where
scan.
they're-
Yeah, it's definitely this way. Here we
Okay.
go. It's not here either.
Wait, what?
Mocking laugh?
Mocking
Is it a
laugh.
strat?
Did he clarify which? That sounds so familiar.
It does, right?
Uh,
Oh, no, I know what it is. And I know the problem with this strat, too. It is the strat. You
Yes.
have to be within 12 inches. So Mocking Laugh, 1 command point. Start of the morale phase. Select an enemy unit within 12 of the Death Gesture.
I remember you talking about this.
It
Yeah.
sounds good until you read that part. Because what it does is that unit cannot be selected for Insane Bravery. So you can't do the 2 CP to auto pass. And then if they fail morale, any actions are immediately failed. It's very situational. I think if you like these guys and you want to run a few, then you could have them up there. But getting within 12 of a shooty guy,
Yeah, the 12.
and it's tough because also again, Insane Bravery is a once per game strat. So it's like you're really forcing them to do that, and you're gonna bank on them wanting to use their once per game thing. And how are they not already dead? Because Harlequins are super killy too.
Yeah.
So I love the concept. I'd love to see them do this with Night Lords, but actually on Night Lords would be better, right? Because you could put this on like a jump pack guy, like
Sure.
a Chaos Lord with claws.
Uh-huh.
So in that context, I like it better than this kind of shooty character that's like, oh, by the way, I'm here, guys. You know?
Just like that.
He's like, that's what he does. So.
Yeah, very well said.
Thank you, Cobra. Hey, Titans, thank you for taking so much of your Saturday to entertain us with an amazing game and insightful chat. John, heartfelt appreciation for indulging the community and wearing the elf ears.
No, you didn't have a choice.
I mean, we gotta roll with it.
He's just walking, you're like, are we doing
Like,
this?
what are you trying to do, Zach? And he's just like, shush.
He's like, shh, shh, shh. Oh, shush you. He just like puts them on.
Yeah.
Doesn't even hand them to John. He's just doing them for him. Well, thank you, Cobra. And also thank you for the coffee and
Thank
your
you.
support, as always.
Yeah, thank you, Zlakwanian. Adrian, be frank. Did you throw this game? I've seen you play a lot of games, but never like this. Also, which armies are you playing competitively with next?
Hurtful.
Look, there's a lot of dynamics that come with Craft World. It's hard to kind of see what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I could have easily botched it as well. You know.
I made that big mistake. Turn one. Putting those big blocks out there, knowing the counterpunch, and frankly, I was caught off guard by how much I'm used to playing Mars and also used to playing the cohort.
Yeah.
We were talking right after we finished the first stream, you know, having the ability to put another unit into an imperative. So +3 movement over here and
Yeah.
advance and charge for 1 CP. I'm used to having those tools in my mind. And so I suddenly was caught off guard by not having that, not having the durability here. And so I should have kind of changed the way that I played it. So that's what happened, honestly. It looks like it threw it because I done messed up and I got used to playing it a certain way. So yeah, my apologies for that. I felt bad. I was glad that the rest of the game I felt I played better.
Yeah.
But that set me back so back.
It was
that
very
much.
unforgiving, for sure.
It was so unforgiving.
We
Yeah.
probably, looking back, we probably should have tweaked the army a little bit to be a little
Yeah.
more forgiving for you.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was scared the whole time.
Yeah.
If you're a Craft World player, if you're gonna pick up this codex, you have to be scared because you're so fragile. Whatever he throws at you is probably gonna kill something.
Yeah.
And so you really have to go until there's nothing left.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. I was
And
just saying.
just losing your shooting.
It's brutal.
One
I
is
know.
like,
I want to rematch you, honestly, because
Yeah.
I know this list can do it. But I got to take this into consideration. So sorry.
Adrian, what armies are you gonna be playing competitively with next?
ooh, I want to know this as well because you've been playing orcs a lot. It seems like you're in a limbo because you were NIDS,
I know.
and then you were GSC. You were thinking about GSC,
Yeah.
and then orcs came out.
I'm in a weird place right now, competitively speaking, where I'll be honest, like at LVO, some of my most fun games were like the less competitive games in some ways. Like we had like silly stuff or whatever. So I really enjoyed that. So I kind of felt a bit of motivation to, at least for a while, just play my army, play my orcs, go out, have fun,
Yeah.
and in some ways set yourself the challenge of like doing it as well as I can with my favorite army.
Yes.
Rather than like in that case, I took Crusher Stampede, which I think it was like an okay choice. Like I knew there were pros and cons, but it definitely got me kind of thinking about like, well, what do I want from this?
Right. That's like some of my
yeah.
favorite games.
Yeah,
Well said. Like
exactly.
playing what you want to play, that you know is fun. You're gonna have a good time.
Yep.
What you feel like playing,
Yep.
and just playing in like even a tournament and,
Right.
and doing your best just feels really, really great and having fun games.
Exactly, and like so I do have a Tau army now. It is quite competitive, but I don't really feel the impetus to like go take that to a tournament. The Eldar book / Harlequin book might make me want to take that, and I think it will be competitive just because it is. But last year, the whole competitive season, we only had half a season really because of COVID, and we had all these books coming out. So my philosophy was always like, you know what, I'm going to try and just take whatever I think is going to be the most powerful thing at the time and play as things come out. But now pretty much everything's out, and it's the start of a new season, so it's an opportunity to kind of look into yourself and decide what you want. So currently, I'm thinking stick with my orcs, have fun with it, but also I'm not going to hold myself to that because that's also stressful. So
For sure.
Thanks for asking, appreciate it.
And thank you, Broken Chef. So one, John, you're a fiend.
He's never gonna let
You're
this down.
fiend.
Yeah.
Two, thanks for answering Thursday. The AOS game I felt was too aggressive on control. How do you prioritize controlling AOS?
Oh.
And I
This is referring to the super chat from Thursday, right? So discussing how do you not ABC in Sigmar all the time?
Yeah.
And how do you prioritize it? You really have to. So Sigmar is weird because in one sense you have to be planning super far ahead, right? Because your hero phase, you have to do your stuff depending on where you are. So depending on where you charged, where you moved in the previous turn, so you have to plan ahead for that. But at the same time, you also have to be very reactionary to things. You know, your redeploys, and then frankly, this thing that we were discussing on Thursday was, I've tell you a million times where I'm in a Sigmar game and I'm like, I just kind of take a combat for granted. I'm just going to keep fighting here. But then realizing actually the best thing was to just step back and not kill and just hold this point. Yeah. So you need to balance those two things. Where do you need to be next turn and thinking about the double turn, but then also in that exact moment, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to score? So I think those are the two things to be thinking about. I know that sounds kind of abstract, but
no, for sure. Yeah. Like I even though I haven't played a ton of Sigmar as much as you guys, like I ran into those situations all the time, especially when Zach was starting to get into Age of Sigmar again. Yeah, exactly. He would have those epiphanies all the time, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's huge.
It changes the way you think about things.
Objectives are sticky, Broken Chef, in Sigmar always. So and there's not quite as many things that can deep strike or redeploy like anywhere on the board. That's somewhat uncommon. So it's also a lot about building walls of bodies and saying like, look, I know they're not going to get through this unit, and so that objective, you know, a foot behind me, is still under my control, and it still will be, regardless of a double turn. Something else that I don't know, I kind of like to think about.
That's a great point. Yeah, you can even do stuff where it's like, you're on the point, they're far away. If you stay on the point, they actually could get a charge onto you. But if you actually step back, you're not on the point, you're holding it, and now they don't get that distance to actually reach the point. So you've actually, by leaving the point, it's more protected than when you were there.
Also, sometimes like what I'll do, if I'll do a redeploy to give them a point. So like if I tag into a point to avoid being charged, meaning I go up like with some unit and I get it with just within 6 inches barely, and they're coming in within like 4 inches on the other end. I'll be like, look, they have it. You know, if they outnumber me, they have it. I'm not staying here for a fight. I'm just gonna leave. Like, give it to them. I'll come back and get it next turn. So it's like almost not about depriving them of it at that point. It's like making sure you can go back and get it next turn. Because remember, the points in Sigmar are way tighter than in 40K. Most games come down to really a point or two. Like good games often come down to a point or two. So you do have to think about that. And just remember, sticky objectives. Get that to work for you. Thank you, Siege Roots. Do you guys have any idea on what armies will be played for the Adrians versus Dadrians game?
This is a great question.
Yeah. You guys played Black Templars versus Craftworld yesterday, last night.
Did not go very well for Black Templars. And it was like a comp list and really scary. Yeah. But first turn did not go well. And the second turn it was like, okay, well, there's less Eldar on the field. Still wiped everything. It was crazy. So
Mark II right here.
Oh, you got version 2 ready? I think what's going to happen is, frankly, we're going to play a bunch of games while he's here. We'll test some stuff out. You know, I have kind of thoughts on what you guys want to see as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some time. Yeah.
So we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, but you'll have to tune in to see it. Look, if there's any members game you want to become a member for,
this is the one.
This is the one. So I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks again, Broken Chef. You guys totally helped. Thank you. New ABC, be considering.
Yeah, we did it, John.
It's new age.
We converted him. No problem, Broken Chef, as always.
Guys, we did it.
We done did the thing.
Yes.
Well, hey, awesome game. We're all super excited for this book.
Very fun.
Very enthusiastic. There's so much more to cover. As we mentioned, lots of stuff coming up. On Tuesday, we've got me versus my dad. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be playing Eldar or Harlequins or something versus something. It's going to be great. On Wednesday, tune in to Hobby Titans. We're going to be painting Eldar of some sort. So that's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard on our sister channel. If you're not already subscribed to Hobby Titans, what are you doing? Go check it out.
Check it out.
There's awesome stuff over there. And Thursday, Zach's in the hot seat, literally because it's Samhain, and they're coming in. I can't remember the opponent.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. Saturday, of course, is the release day, so you guys will have your books in hand. Britton, come with your questions, and we're playing, and you guessed it, more Eldar. It's going to be awesome.
Eldar week.
Eldar week, and that's barely going to scratch the surface
Yeah,
of this.
yeah.
We're going to have so much more to play. So very, very excited. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll catch you next time on the Tabletop. Bye.
Bye.